If people are supposed to be in your life, they're gonna be in your life. They're gonna be there. So you don't have to force anything. What's up YouTube, it's Kira here and we're back with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kirarai, and if you're returning, then welcome back. Y'all, I got my sisters in the house. Okay, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves and then I'm gonna tell y'all what we're doing. So, I'm Lanye.
Oh, I thought we was doing more.
I don't know what she wanted to say. Hey guys, I'm Lanye. I'm a senior at TCU. I am a journalism major and a writing minor.
Hi, I'm Tashelle Bearden. I recently graduated from TCU. So I graduated with a BFA acting major and a business minor.
Today I have a meet my sorors and I got a little Q&A for you guys. So we're gonna be answering some questions that you guys may or may not have asked us. We have 5 questions for you guys, and yeah, so let's just go ahead and get into this thing.
Hit the link below, make sure you subscribe.
Oh yes, she's
and
right.
Comment. And if you have more questions that you'd like to ask us, just comment down below.
Right.
And let's get right into it.
There we go. All right, y'all. Okay, so first question is, why did you join Sigma Gamma Rho?
I connected with someone at TCU during my first semester there. Great lunch. Doreen, she's one of my sorors in this chapter.
Charter member.
Yes. So Doreen, I met her in the Blue in our cafeteria. We just had a great lunch, and I didn't even know she was a part of SGRO. And it was that piece there, like connecting with someone on such a deep level right up front, and then finding out later that she was a part of a sorority. And when I went to Taro's events, I felt so comfortable, like I could just be my crazy crackhead self. Like there was no face I had to put on or anything like that. So it was the immediate connection that really brought me to them, and I love community service. So being able to amp that up to a higher level with these beautiful girls, definitely what caught my eye.
For me, I'm gonna start from the beginning. So one day, I guess TCU had this event, and then they just had like a table of like sororities and fraternities and just like other organizations on campus. And so I ended up stopping by the Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated table. And actually one of my friends, she was already in the sorority, so I was like, okay, let me stop by, get some information. And then she just told me a little bit about it. Eventually went to like one of their events, I wanna say when school started in the fall. And when I went to the event, I just felt like more connected and more personal to them, and just like being able to talk, especially like when the pandemic had started, because there was like no events on campus. So it was just like they made me feel more welcome. And so I actually enjoyed that, and it was just like, oh, we can actually just talk and have a conversation, get to know each other on a more personal level, instead of just like talk about sorority life just all day, every day.
That's how you're meant.
Not sponsored.
Maybe one day.
I need that money.
Right. Okay, for me, I kind of have a similar story to Tashelle. So my freshman year, it was fraud camp, and Lanya you were in that room when we were all like talking orientation, and we were all in that room, and you and Daniel. Okay, so we're at orientation together, and like, you know, TCU, whole bunch of white people, like, you know, I'm the only black person in my little orientation group, and I'm like, oh my God, like, And so we all stayed in the same dorm, and one night, all of the like, basically people of color, we all got together, and it was like a small group of us that were in the dorm. We were all like sitting there and talking, and Doreen, the same person that the show was talking about earlier, she was there, and she was talking to us. And again, like, no idea that she was in the sorority. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, you're really cool. Like, she was just so down to earth, and I appreciated how I could just be myself, like, and just be so open and like unapologetically me, and not like feel as if I have to like code switch or turn into someone else. And then later finding out that she was in SGRO, it was like, maybe that's a sign, And then also, me and Tashelle became friends. And
before I was even a part.
Right. But then you were a part of it, and then we hung out.
Yeah.
And she was just telling me more about the sorority, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that seems like a lot like me. Like I want to be an educator. Our 7 founders are educators, like community service. Like it was just.
She said
it was just really lining up. Like it said, boom, you know? Yeah. So yeah, that's why I joined, and I'm so happy because this is the best sorority.
And best strolls.
And we was looking at them strolls.
Right.
Okay. Right. When the dance majors hit the yard.
Yeah. I was like,
right. Okay, moving on to our next question. How did we meet?
So, I met Kira 2019. We were meeting at orientation and fraud camp, which was like June, July, I want to say.
I hated fraud camp so much.
Yeah. She was actually in the room next to me, and like me and a few girls, we were at this hotel because that's where they had like a little camp thing. And so we were there, and I was rooming with 2 other girls, and she was rooming with 2 other girls. And we heard girls next door, and like the door was like connected, so we knocked on the door, and then she just happened to be in there, and me and her was like, hey, you know, another black girl. And that's how we met. After that, we started hanging out.
Yeah.
But we reconnected.
And then sorority.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I thought was really cool because, like, I remember freshman year, I wanted us to be like tight.
Yeah.
But like, it just wasn't.
We definitely stopped talking.
Yeah, it wasn't
for a
like
while. I want to
time.
say
It was like
a year and a half,
yeah.
something like that. We definitely stopped talking,
Yeah.
and then saw each other at events and stuff, and we were just like, hey, let's
Yeah.
reconnect. Now we're sisters.
Yeah, like when I saw her at the, I guess I'm pretty sure like when we saw each other at the Meet the Poodles and just at the meeting, I was like, oh, it's time for me to reconnect with my girl. Yes. But yeah, that's how like me and her met. And then Tashelle, I'm gonna let you tell this story.
Okay, I will. I'll tell it after Lanye, yeah. Lanye, she reminded me of my friend whose middle name is Lanye. So I was like, ooh, I already like the name Lanye. So I was like, okay, don't say Lun, say Lon. I did a lot of like practicing her name, but I also saw you, I think the first time on some Zoom event that the Poodles had. And I was like, you know how you be peeking, you be like, okay, girl. So that's how we met, but it just kind of it grew from there. It was very quick.
From Zoom to in person.
Right, right. It was very quick. So that's my soror, sister and soror.
Right.
Now Kira here. Okay, y'all. So you may not know me, but I am a dancer, and I love watching dance. And you know, when you are something, you critique that thing that you are when other people do it too, just naturally. But randomly I went to one of TCU's dance concerts, and I don't know anybody in this, like, and out of a group of people I saw Kira in the back. I was like, who is that? I said, yes, I like her. Literally just like, I was amazed by her performance. So I became a fan, like just a huge fan, and didn't know her name, of course. So after that show, she was one of the people that I just pictured and remembered. And then I went to the cafeteria, the Blue, in passing, and I see her sitting down at a table. Introduced myself. I was like, hi, you don't know me.
No, like literally. She's like, you don't know who I am, but.
You don't know me, but I went to the dance concert and you did amazing. And so, yeah, she was just like, oh, thanks, you know, quick, easy. And I was like, okay, cool. Then I see her again. Again, this is before I was in the sorority. So, you know, just natural
God said,
instances.
You're gonna need.
Yeah. So then I see her again in the library, and I'm this awkward girl. And so I see her from down the hall with her friends, and I just
stops and is waving. And I'm walking, me and my best friend, we're walking, and I'm like,
I don't know
who is this waving at me? I'm like, I think she's waving at me. I turn around, I'm like, hopingly, like, is she waving at someone else behind me?
And I said, I'm gonna just keep it.
And she knew that I didn't know
that it was me again.
That it was her, right.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, oh my gosh. And my friend is like in my ear, like, do you know that girl? And I was like, girl, no, I do not know her.
Let's just keep walking.
And then I get close, and I didn't have my glasses on, so I was blind, y'all.
Right.
And then we get closer and closer, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it's Tashelle. Like, And yeah, it was really awkward.
Yeah, so that was that. We talked again, and then just kept trying to meet with her, like hang out. And then I joined the sorority, and she was talking to me, and it just kind of flourished from there.
Yeah. If people are supposed to be in your life, they're gonna be in your life. They're gonna be there. So you don't have to force anything.
A conversation for another day.
Right. Girl, we will have church.
Right.
Next question. What is your favorite memory in the sorority? Centennial was really fun.
Yes.
It's like, okay, I have like the big memory, and then I have like memories with y'all that are more intimate. So I guess my favorite memory, okay, so Lonnie and I went to Centennial this past summer. Y'all saw the vlog. And so at the beginning, like we were trying to like figure out like housing and everything. And even though it was the most like craziest thing, emotional, like your girl was, you know, we figured it out, but then had a whole like breakdown at the end of the night. Like it was
my fault.
No, it was not. Stop. You did your best. Anyway, even though it was so like emotional and just like, oh my gosh, like a whirlwind of things happening at the same time, like I think that was my favorite memory, because that was when I really like recognized that, like, oh my gosh, when they say sisterhood, like they actually mean sisterhood. Because like our advisor, we had just switched advisors, and so we did not know her, like did not know what she looked like or whatever. And I called her, like just got her number the day before. Right. Called her and I was like, help, like this is what's going on, la la la. And immediately she was helping us out, calling other sorors in the area who we did not know, and like they were coming to rescue us. Like it was just, I don't know you, but we're gonna be here for you, because you know we are sisters, and that's what this all is. That's what all of this is about.
Absolutely.
And like I feel like when joining a sorority, like that's kind of one of the doubts that I had, like, is this really gonna be a sisterhood, or is that something that they just say and then you're kind of like left alone? But no, like I was like, wow, I really did choose the right sorority, because these people are seriously ride or die, whether you know them or not. Like they're gonna be here for you. And so yeah, like that's probably my favorite memory. And then the intimate ones, just every memory, like just anytime I hang out with these girls, like it's the best. And we are missing another sister. She couldn't be here tonight, but just hanging out with them in general is just so much fun, because we're tiny but we're mighty. For
me, I would probably say Centennial as well, and then just like the whole sisterhood thing, I really felt like I belonged. It was just like, oh, like they're all helping out, and then like both, like even our old advisor was just trying to help us. So it was just like everyone's just trying to be helpful, and it's just like that was just like a good thing. And then they were like providing their space for us to stay and just like work out everything that was going on, and just like helping us. And it was just like, oh, we're gonna get this and make sure you're straight, so you're gonna have a bed to sleep on tonight.
Yeah.
And then like Kira was saying, just getting together with my sisters, like every moment is like a great moment.
Y'all, we're crackheads. Like we crazy.
You wanna have a good time? We'll have a good time. You wanna be serious? We will be
serious. Like we'll be jumping up and down like some fools, and then we'll be talking about God. And then we'll be like painting, like it's just all over the place. But every moment is so intentional, and that just makes us.
For me, I was listening so good to you guys, and then I just
intentionality.
Listening. You know, that's a good point. Like, one of my memories is like an ongoing memory, and that has to do with listening. You can hear, but that doesn't mean you're always listening to what I'm saying. And one thing I will say with my sisters, I always feel heard. I really feel like the intentionality in listening to what I have to say is really important. You know those people that just be cutting you off, or like ask a question and then just move on? Like, if you didn't want to know, why'd you ask?
Just don't ask.
Just don't ask. But other than that, they do a great job at that. But I went to New Orleans to also celebrate Centennial, and it was one of the first times I got to be with so many sorors in one location. Like, again, like Kira said, our chapter is very small, and so sometimes like you can get blinded by just like who you see. But being in an area where it was just blue and gold down almost every street, like it was really comforting, feeling like I had a huge community there. And again, meeting new sorors, just getting to know them, hanging out with them. Like I was like, oh, I want to stay longer. This group of sorors wants to stay longer, so let me jump over there and hang out with them. So I felt like I could just be myself unapologetically and have a great time. So I created some really nice memories in New Orleans. So
they definitely make you feel included, even if you're in undergrad.
Yeah.
Right, because I was hanging out with the, you know, with the older sorors.
Yeah.
You know, let's give them, they young, but they're older than me. So, but they were giving a good time too.
You know, they're just black don't cry.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like even like when you interact with people on like the exec boards, like at the regional level or international level, like, you know, in my head, like, okay, let's take it away from Sigma Gamma Rho, but like if you meet someone important, you know, it's like, oh my God, like I can't talk to them. Like if the president walked in, like I'd be
fear,
like,
just
like I can't just be like, no, what's up? But it's not that way. It's Sigma Gamma Rho Supporting Incorporated, okay? You know, Madam Syntactes just like walks up to you, or Madam UCC, or Madam Grand Basilisk, and then they're like, hey, like, what's up, girl? Like, giving you a hug. Yes, like, let's take a photo.
It definitely makes it feel easier too, because you see someone in like royal blue and gold, and you walk up to them and you're like, hey, soror.
Yes.
It's just like, come on.
Yes.
Bring the love.
Like, just so much love, and I love that. And I feel like I haven't met anyone that's like entitled, like that just feels like I'm better than you, like kind of thing. Like no matter how old you are, like I feel like everyone is just so like, come here, baby. Come here. So that's pretty cool. Okay guys, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and end this video right here. There will be a part 2. I promise it is coming out right after this one. I was going to edit the video and it would have been like 40 minutes long because we were just giving you guys quality content. But I also know y'all don't wanna watch a 40-minute video. So I split it into 2 parts. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this one. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you guys at part 2. Bye.